Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Intuitive Angling here. Thank you very much for checking the video out. And today we are going to talk about how to protect your boat from those thieving bastards out there that like to break into boats. I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice on how you can avoid a lot of that problem. And real quick before we get started here, I just want to remind you guys, if you haven't had a chance this week to go by to check out fishthemoment.com, man, swing by there and check out our Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns that myself and Johnny Schultz and Matt Steffen are making. We got lake map breakdowns all over the country. If you guys want to learn more about your favorite lake, or you got a lake you've never been to, this will help you cut down the search process and you can go right to where the fish are out there. So I'll put the link in the description. That's much appreciated. It's a great way to help the channel out here too. Okay guys, let's talk about one of my touchy subjects is thieves, man. I cannot stand, nobody can stand thieves. It's just like they're one of the worst examples of the human species out there. And a lot of the thievery that we have right now, is due to like meth heads and stuff like that steal to feed their addictions. But I did, and when I was in college, I did my internship with the parole department, probation and parole department. So I had a caseload of dealing with a lot of these people here. And so much of it is centered around, drug addictions and that type of stuff. So it's an ongoing problem that we've had since the beginning of time. But, one thing about it is bass boats and trucks and stuff like that are a prime target. And I've had my boat broken into 4 times in my entire career. And I haven't had it broken into in about 25 years because the lessons I learned from the times I got broke into early in my career taught me how not to get broke into. So I've been fortunate enough not to get broke into for over 20 some years. So I want to sort of share with you guys some tips on, what I've done to keep my stuff safe. First of all, a lot of it has to do if you're a traveler or not. A lot of guys that watch this channel fish tournaments, and you guys, even if you're fishing regionally or locally, you may have a tournament a couple hours away and you spend the night somewhere. When you're away from home and you've got your boat at a place where you're staying, like a hotel room, the number one thing you can do to protect your rig is to park under a light. I don't care where you have to get to, you got to get that boat under a light. Every time that I have gotten my stuff ripped off, and the 4 times that I did get my stuff ripped off, I was at a motel stand, was when I did not park around a light. So when you pull into an area, you've got to scout that area to see where the potential areas for somebody that could sneak up and get into your boat are. I mean, look for the points of access and entry that are a little bit more, hidden a little bit. Try to put your mind, if you were a thief, where you would want to hit in order to get in and out quickly, and don't park your boat there. So try to park up in front, around a light. That type of stuff is going to make a big difference. The second thing that you can always do is keep your boat cover on. Even though I have gotten broke in one time with my boat cover on, a boat cover is an extra amount of hassle that a thief would have to go through, because a lot of times if they've got 15 or 20 boats there, they're not going to mess with the ones that have the cover on. It's just too much of a hassle to get the thing off. So a boat cover is going to be a big deterrent. One thing I can tell you that will not help you at all, guys, is locking your compartments. I don't care if you got a rod lock or nothing, they can get in there with a crowbar and pop that thing off in a second. So you got a false sense of security thinking if you lock your stuff up, it's going to protect it. If you can get some type of alarm system, that's going to help big time on there, because it's going to go off anytime that's going to touch it on there. Another thing you can do is take your electronics off. All you dudes out there that are running $20,000 worth of electronics, you're taking a risk every time you leave those on your boat. If you take, a lot of the guys that are thieving now, they're going after the electronics. So one of the best things you can do is take those electronics off every single night. I know it's a pain in the butt, but that's going to definitely, help you do that. Now, the other thing is, like, a lot of guys get their stuff ripped out if they're stopping, like, if they're at the boat ramp, or if they're, at a restaurant or something like that. The same thing goes for there. Use your common sense when you're pulling up into if you have to run into the store to get something, or a grocery store, use your common sense. Don't park your boat anywhere that's sort of out of the way. Make sure it's around where a lot of people are, around lights again. That's going to help you guys out in a big way there. And the same with like boat ramps. One of the biggest places people get knocked off on is sketchy boat ramps. So if you're trying to save a little bit of time by launching someplace that's got some off the wall launch ramp on there, that's a good way to get your truck broken into. I've seen and heard a lot of dudes out there that have had their windows busted, that they've got these small ramps that are sort of out off the beaten path. So try to stay around the more well-known larger boat ramps. That's gonna really help you guys out a lot with that. But the main thing about it is you just have to be aware, man. You just have got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to think like a thief a little bit, put yourself in their position. You know, most thieves, they don't want to get caught. They don't want to get themselves in position to be caught. So they're going to be doing what they think is going to be the easiest hit out there. Now, some of those guys out there that are, like I said, that are meth heads and they're hyped up on drugs, they're not going to care one way or the other. They're going to be a little bit bolder, but that's one thing that you can't really have any control of. So that's just a few things that's helped me. It's just sort of some common sense deals with that. I know if you're like me, you want to catch those guys and freaking put a Zara spook hook through their nose and drag them around the boat the rest of the day. That's sort of what they deserve, but that's just sort of the things we have to deal with anymore in society. So hope that helps you guys from getting ripped off out there, and hope you don't have to deal with it. And just thanks again for tuning in the video, and we'll check with you guys later.